At the start of this year, I made a decision that would absolutely throw my life on a totally different path. And because I went on this path, I made many mistakes. And this year was by far the most chaotic year of my life. But it learned me many lessons. And by no means do I know everything. By no means do I know all of the lessons and all of the knowledge in this world. No, I know a very low amount of stuff. But I learned these lessons. And these lessons, I genuinely believe, can help you improve your life, change your life, become better people, become a better man. And honestly, I think that if you listen to this, if you follow through these 10 lessons that I have for you today, at least one or two maybe change your life totally. And if they do, my mission here is done. Now that decision was actually opening up this channel and uploading every single day for a year. And I know that not all of you have self-improvement channels, not all of you have the exact same life that I have, but these lessons I think are really universal. And the way that I learned them doesn't have to be the way that somebody else learned them. But I think that they are actually helpful and that they actually can help you improve. But before we do that, a thing that I wanted to say was that I know that the intro was really heavily edited. Alright, I know that. But the rest of this video is not going to be edited. It's not going to be edited. It's going to be, honestly, maybe like one edit per 2, 3, 4 minutes. I know that's a lot. And I know that most of you don't have the long enough attention span to do this. But I believe in you. Because I believe in the importance of these lessons. That if you actually watch and listen to this stuff, you're going to be a lot more ahead than all of these other people going to 2024. So watch this video. I don't think you will regret it. The first lesson was that I learned what luck actually was. When we look at the word luck, it comes from a Dutch word that actually means happiness. Now, if you have been on self-improvement for some time, if you have been watching self-improvement content, maybe even my content, you would understand that the people who strive for happiness, who want happiness, who genuinely just go out of their way to get it, don't become happy. So this is linked to luck as well. The people who rely on luck, who want luck to save them out of a specific life situation, who don't take responsibility and who blame luck on everything, they're the most unlucky people. For one simple reason, that is actually related to a phrase that the Americans and other nations used for Irishmen during the gold rush of America. You know, there were many nations there literally just digging in mines, trying to find gold. But the luck of the Irish was a quote that all of these other people used to kind of describe Irishmen who had the most amount of luck. Their luck was actually hard work, because the Irishmen worked the most, they worked the hardest, they worked with the most amount of focus. And that is the one and only reason why they got so much gold, so much benefits from that, so much results. They worked the hardest, and that is why they got it. And the luck of the Irish is basically what all of the cartoons that are related to like the rainbow and the gold are made from. So this shit is pretty big. If you keep looking for luck, if you keep blaming things on luck, you will destroy your life. You will destroy any single part of it that you blame luck for. Once I started this channel, I blamed luck on my videos not doing well. You know, I was making mediocre videos every single day, hoping, praying, and relying on luck that one of those would blow up. And the more that I relied on luck, the less and less those videos kind of got traction. But once I learned this lesson, that was when my videos actually started to do really, really well. Stop relying on luck and genuinely see and understand that luck favors the bold. Luck favors the people who do the hard work. We touched a little bit on happiness, so why don't we tie it to the second lesson? And that is that I don't need to be happy. Like I said, the people who chase happiness become unhappy. And for my whole life, I have been kind of programmed and told that happiness is the ultimate way a man should live. That it's the purpose of life. That is the meaning of life. That as long as I'm happy, everything else would be fine. Boy, I was fed some lies while I was growing up. Because happiness is not important. And like I said, if you strive for happiness, you will get depressed. You will get depressed, you will get anxious, you will get lonely, you will get all of these things. So we need to stop genuinely just searching for happiness. Because that thing is going to destroy our lives. It's going to mold our lives, since there's something that we don't want to live. And only this year was when I actually understood this deeply. Happiness is made from hard work and not wanting happiness. Once I developed this careless mindset to happiness, to joy, that was once my life became so fulfilled, so joyful. And that is one of the most important mistakes that people make in their whole life. They strive for happiness and happiness alone, and they never understand that happiness is not going to get them anywhere in life. As long as my family is happy, that is all I need. And as long as the people around me are happy, that is the only thing that I need. I'm really connecting this well, right? Because the third lesson was the lesson of the wolf pack. Once I started self-improvement like a year and a half ago, I got into this red pill sphere where people literally told you that you need to be the lone wolf. That if you wanted to get successful, you need to disappear for a year and you can't have any friends and any stuff like that. But let me ask you a question. Would you ever see a lone wolf in the nature? If you would, that boy would get killed within minutes. He would get eaten up. He would die. He would die from hunger. He would not be able to hunt. And this goes for us as well. We can be arrogant and not want to develop friendships and communities and do everything alone. But that is not going to get us anywhere in life. We need people around us. We're social creatures, bro. We need to have like-minded people around us. But this shit's pretty hard, right? This is why I felt so lonely, because I had nobody that I could genuinely relate to in my life. So the thing that I done to try and fix this was actually got in an online community. That stuff really helped me, but again, you need to have something that is in real life. A real friend that is going to understand you. So the thing that I done around March of this year was that I actually developed kind of like a fight club in my city. But we didn't fight. We actually done street workout together. It was me and like 20 other guys. And every single day at like 6 or 7 p.m., we would go out and do pull-ups, push-ups, dips, work out together. That shit was amazing. Honestly, that was the best time of my life. Once you surround yourself with like-minded people, that is when you actually become free in your brain. When you can actually develop yourself the best. You need to stop wanting to be constantly alone. Stop that shit. It's not going to get you anywhere. You need to develop a wolf pack. You can join an online community and stuff like that, and I'm even going to make a new one during the next year, but you need something that is physical, something that you can speak to somebody, talk to somebody in person. So should you go and try to get your best friend on self-improvement, get him to meditate or journal and stuff like that? No, that will not work. Not many people are as dedicated as you, and you should be proud of that. But honestly, it's not going to get us anywhere if we don't actually have friends with us. So, what you should do is to basically do the exact thing that I done. You need to invite multiple people, maybe your old friends and stuff like that, who you think would have a genuine interest to do a specific activity, to go for a run, to hike, to work out. You need to make it physical if you're a man. Because us men bond the best in the spirit of hard activities, in the spirit of hard work, in challenging activities. That is when we develop the best, and when we literally bond the best. You know, you have two choices. You can either keep improving yourself and eventually get to a place where you can actually surround yourself with high-tier people who are in self-improvement, who have been meditating for years, working out for years, developing a business for years. Or you can quit and go back and play video games with your old friends. You have those two choices, and you have to choose what you're going to, choose. It relies on you. And I genuinely believe that you know what you're going to choose. You need to keep going. And you need to make this journey a little bit less lonely by inviting some people to, work out with you and stuff like that. You're going to be surprised how good it's going to make you feel. The next lesson is the difference problem. In today's day and age, not many people want to do the things that we do. Not many people want to meditate, journal, and stuff like that, right? And it is the only people who become successful who actually defy their peers, who say, no, I'm not going to do the activities that you do. I'm not going to do them. I'm going to do something different, something that I think might work for me. Right? You need to have the courage to be different. The courage to not be like everybody else. To be uncomfortable, to be alone. You need to have that courage. Because if you don't, you're going to fall back into this loop of bad habits. And genuinely think, are more people successful or unsuccessful? Obviously unsuccessful. So, this is a quote from the Bible. The narrow path is the path to success, to light. But the wide path is the path to destruction. You need to choose if you're going to be different from the people. If you're going to actually separate yourself from the masses. If you're going to do something different, something that not many people are willing to do. You need to think about it. And honestly defy people. Don't be like everybody else. Because honestly, it's going to make you empty. It's going to make you unfulfilled. It's going to make you like, no, bro. Just don't do it, alright? Don't settle for less. Don't live a low quality life that your peers are living. You need to surround yourself with 5 good people instead of 5 low quality people. You can't go and sleep with low quality women and just do degenerate stuff, right? You can't do that. Because you don't want the result of what those things bring you. And if you want a result that defies everything, you need to do the things that defy everything. You don't get exceptional results by doing ordinary things. If you want to become unordinary, you need to do unordinary things, obviously. And the 5th lesson was a lesson that I learned again from the Bible. It's a story from the Bible about King Solomon. You most likely know King Solomon. He was the son of David, and his life purpose was to build a temple for God, to live a holy life, to be peaceful, to be merciful to his opponents. And once he became king, God appeared to him in a dream, and he asked him if he wanted a kingdom, if he wanted all of the riches of the world, if he wanted all of the women of the world, if he wanted all of these things, if he wanted wealth, if he wanted stuff like that. And he said, no, God, give me wisdom, give me knowledge. And God gave him knowledge. And his kingdom became so powerful, so rich, so wealthy. God gave him everything. And you maybe know that, people have told you that, you have listened to some podcasts, maybe some self-improvement people have told you that stuff. But there is a part of that story that many people defy, that many people don't want to tell you. Many people are scared to tell you. Solomon was a great man, don't get me wrong. But the more riches he developed, the more powerful he became, the more and more he separated himself from God. He started getting multiple wives, multiple mistresses, multiple women around him. Women of different religions than his. And they got him hooked. He started burning incense for all of these other gods. He started doing activities and traditions that weren't pleasing God. So he went from the child of God who got everything he basically wanted. God gave him wisdom. God gave him everything. But women changed him. They made him unfaithful. They changed the way that he thought. And they threw him on a path that was to destruction. But God spared his life and told him that he would not destroy him, but he would destroy the generations that would come from him. And that happened. Because Solomon was selfish and wanted to do all of these unholy activities with his wives, with his mistresses, that weren't pleasing God, God banished his family, made them weak. Women changed them. And women can change you. If they could change a king that was so mighty at his time, they can change you and they can change me. For better or for worse. A thing that I understood this year was that I'm not ready for a relationship. Quite yet, alright? Because the quality of women that I can get now are not the quality of women I want. I don't want to have a girl who goes out and parties every Friday, who drinks, who surrounds herself with all of these men who genuinely want to have relations with her. I don't want to have a girl who is prostituting herself, who is doing all of these unholy activities. The feminists might go at me and tell me that I'm a misogynist and stuff like that. No, I'm just stating my type. Since when do I not have freedom to do so? I'm not ready for a girl of that way. I'm not good enough yet. So the lesson that I learned was that I needed to focus on myself. I needed to stop looking for relationships. Because I learned from the Bible that the woman can ruin my life. And this happened to me a year ago. I had a girlfriend, and I'm not blaming her, obviously, but I became comfortable. I became complacent. I had everything in the world. So why did I need to improve, right? Be careful with your relationships. And genuinely think about every single time you're about to have a relationship, you're texting a girl. Ask yourself, are you really ready for it? And is she really your type? Is she really the person that you can have kids with? Stop looking so short term. Think about it a little bit more long term. Ask yourself important questions that are going to actually make you understand if this woman is a good quality or not. Because if she's not, just watch her ruin your life. We had a streak of pretty connected lessons, right? But the fifth one is unrelated to any of these ones we spoke about up till now. It's actually that life doesn't care about your plans. At the start of this year, I set many goals. I said that I would make 10K a month. That's a funny goal because a lot of people have it, I said that I was going to have 10K subscribers. I set all of these goals up. And I didn't achieve many of them, right? Because life doesn't care about your plans, right? Doesn't care about my plans. And we can sit here and plan and goal set and do all of that shit. But there will come stuff that will become kind of unknowing. An event might happen to you. They will literally just throw your life on a totally different track. Just like this channel was for me. You can't rely on your plans so much. It is great to plan things, to plan your days, but you need to learn how to develop even in the times when life crushes your plans, when they don't go as planned. You need to develop the sense of resistance to it, the sense of understanding of it, and learn how to swim in this stream of water that is really, really aggressive. Maneuver through life. And get used to kind of this, I don't know how to explain it to you, but just not knowing what is going to come next. You need to have plans. But if God crushes one of your plans, you shouldn't quit trying to get it. You shouldn't try to do that shit. Because it's not going to work like that. You should never give up on your goals, even if they get crushed. You need to develop discipline towards this thing. And understand that if you quit a goal that you planned, it is not life who is destroying it. It is you who is destroying it. So be careful with what happens once you plan. Now, through this video, I spoke a lot about God. I get goosebumps when I say that. But the sixth lesson what I learned was that you need to please God, not man. because men are faulty. We as people make many mistakes. So instead of pleasing men, instead of pleasing women, like I said with the story of Solomon, you need to please God, because He is the one who actually can change your life deeply, who can actually change your character and free you from all of the things that you do in life that you don't want to do. He's going to free you from addictions and all of that. I know some of you might not believe in God. And even if you're an atheist, you have a religion. Because instead of worshipping God, Allah, instead of worshipping Buddha or something like that, the people that you worship is the world. The people at the top, men. And the thing that you have to understand is that, like I said, men make mistakes. Men are faulty. Men make bad mistakes. Men make bad decisions. The difference between you and the people at the top is extremely big, alright? But you're still human. They're still made out of flesh, blood, and meat. But God isn't. God is all-knowing, no matter what God means to you. And if you try to worship man, your life will start to fall in a really bad downward spiral. Don't worship man, worship God. I love this 7th lesson, and it's one of the most important lessons I learned this year, because I spoke about this shit so much, and if I could, I would put it at the first place, but I spoke about it so many times that I don't feel like I'm doing justice to all of these other lessons. Listen, it's titled Success, Sacrifice, and Suffering. I made a quote at the start of this year that literally went, the amount of success you get equals to the amount of suffering and sacrifice you're willing to give it. I think this thing is really self-explanatory. You must struggle. You must sacrifice. I genuinely know this thing a lot, alright? Because for basically the last 4 months, I've been running on max 5 hours of sleep basically every single day. Because I never had time to sleep. I sacrificed the time that I spent with my family. I sacrificed the time that I could have studied for exams and stuff like that. I sacrificed my social life. I sacrificed my sleep for this channel and for the way I look like, for my gains and for my diet. And always in life you have to make sacrifices. You have to rest at the end, not in the middle. You have to sacrifice the time you spend on certain activities if you want to succeed in other activities. We're always sacrificing. This moment you're sacrificing the time that you can spend on working, the time you can spend on spending on some other things. For spending this time on this video, listening to me give you lessons, because you think, I can give you something important. Thank you for that, by the way. Alright? We're always sacrificing. We sacrifice our bad habits for our good habits. We sacrifice the pleasure of those bad habits for our good habits. And you need to learn that success is going to be really, really hard. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice and a lot of suffering. So the next time you're going through a specifically bad part of your life, remember this and think to yourself, hey, I need to suffer if I want to become successful. We're coming to the 9th lesson. I'm pretty sure, right? The success and was the 8th one, I think. If I said the success thing was 7th, it was not, it was the 8th. But we're coming to the 9th lesson. The 9th lesson was that something that I touched upon during this video, and that was that I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I mentioned this during this video. the amount of knowledge that I have, the amount of wisdom I have is really low. And a lot of people can develop egos once they start a self-improvement channel, once they start teaching people about self-improvement and about life in general. A lot of people develop egos and think that they're better than many people and stuff like that. And it can get a really bad hold of you. You can start to think that you're, for some reason, more knowing than all people, more better and just more improved. Bullshit. Bullshit. The people who know the least talk the most crap. This is why you see people who write comments so much. This is why you see all of this online debate. Because people who know nothing battle people who also know nothing. But the people who know the most understand that they know the least. There's a quote that I really like. I'm not scared of a man who has read 1,000 books. I'm scared of a man who has read only one. Because the person who has read only one book thinks he knows everything. But the person who has read 1,000 books only understands how much knowledge there actually is out there. This is one of the most important paradoxes of life. The more that you learn, the less that you know. Understand that. And never force your opinion, your belief onto somebody else. You don't know crap. I don't know crap. Alright? Never try to come out as a person who knows everything. You see how I started this video off? I literally said I'm going to share with you lessons that I learned this year. But I don't know anything. I could be wrong. And I genuinely believe that that is a pretty good belief system to have. The 10th one is going to be a really long one. I want to speak a lot about this. So, where's my pen? Here it is. Alright. The 10th one is that focus and energy are better than time. Now wait. Isn't time a most important asset? Right? Well, kind of. Listen. This was a really hard lesson for me to understand, a really hard concept for me to really prosper, bro. Because I saw that the more time I had to do a specific activity, the more I dragged it out. But the last time I had to do an activity, the more focused and the more energetic I was to do that thing. I learned this while I was making videos, If I had 10 hours to make a video, I would film and script for 2, and then I would edit, play some nice music, listen to some nice music, listen to a podcast, yada, yada, yada. But if I had only 3 hours to finish a video, I would film and I would just edit. Nothing else, no music, nothing, just full focus, full energy on the thing that I need to do. So, if you genuinely have focus and energy, you can do more things in the less amount of time. And this is important. Because this is where a lot of people make mistakes, even in school, and where a lot of my peers are making mistakes in school. They think that the person who studies more gets better grades. Bullshit, bro. That is fucking bullshit. That is what all of these teachers tell you because they think that every single student has ADHD. Nothing wrong if you have ADHD, by the way. I have a part of it as well. But listen, the reason why you might think you have ADHD is for one simple reason. You don't like what you learn. Right? You don't like learning about school and shit. But that is a totally different topic I'll leave for some other video. What I actually wanted to speak about was that I don't need to study that much because I'm really focused when I do. If I'm not going to lie to you, I only study like 5 or 10 minutes before a test and I manage to somehow get all A's. And the only secret that I have, I know this is like really like kind of student life, but this applies to literally everything. The less time you have, the more you're focused going to be into the thing that you need to do. So should you just waste all of the time of this earth and then just have a 1 hour to 2 hour extremely focused kind of work? No. You need to find a way to focus on your work for a longer period of time. Make it enjoyable, make it fun. This can be, like I said, listening to music and shit. But just make sure that that music doesn't distract you. That music doesn't destroy your focus. And once you work, put everything aside. And don't think about the homework you have to do, about studying, about working out, about do anything. No, just focus on the thing that you have to do. To do this, you need to meditate. All right? Meditate, and meditation is the best important thing. What the fuck? The best important thing. Yeah, it's the best important thing on self-improvement because it's going to develop the sense of presence in every single other activity that you might have. All right? And this is important. This is mega important because you need to find a way how to fill out your time with productive things. Because we have 24 hours. All right? And the thing that makes some people successful and some people unsuccessful is how you spend those 24 hours. Are 10 hours spent literally just wasting time? Or are those 10 hours spent doing some work and improving some part of your life? Focus and energy are more important than time. Because even if you have a shit ton of time, doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of stuff done. But if you have a lot of focus and energy, you can get a lot of shit done in a really low amount of. And another tip that I can have for you to better your focus, to better your energy, is just to sleep more, bro. Again, you're going to have less time, but you're going to have more focus and energy, which I think you should focus on. Wow, bro, this was a really hard video to make. Alright, so let's close off the longest video I made on this channel, except for one, but let's actually go over these lessons that I learned. This is quite funny because I have a really old Spider-Man notebook that I wrote this shit in, but let's go quickly over it. The lessons that I spoke about today and the lessons that I learned, the most important lessons that I learned this year were actually what luck is, and that I didn't need to be happy, the Wolfpack lesson, the difference problem, the lesson that relates to like life doesn't care about your problems and about the plans. On the sixth spot we had please God, not man. We had success, sacrifice, and suffering. And then we had women can change you more than anything else. And then the last two were that I don't know anything and that you don't know anything, and that focus and energy is more important than time. This was a 45, actually like the whole video was 45, the cut is gonna be like 30 something to 40. This was a really hard video to make, bro. I'm proud of you if you stick through this and if you watch this whole video. This was a big challenge for me to make and a big challenge for you to watch as well because it wasn't edited. Thank you. My voice is absolutely gone. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a break. I'm not going to recommend you a single video. If you want, you can join my Discord community number. It's 100% free. You don't have to do that. But I think it's a good place to be in. So I would recommend you join it. And also, I have a sale, a Christmas sale on my website for only 7 more days. And then the sale is just going to go out. And the price is only going to go up from then. So I think would be the right time for you to check out the website. Fate be the reason, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you actually learned the lessons and that these lessons can actually improve your life. Peace.